Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest video. These past few days, a game called Palworld has been skyrocketing on Steam. It launched its early access on January 19th, and in just 8 hours, sales surpassed 1 million, and astonishingly reached 4 million after just 3 days. According to Steam now, Palworld's peak concurrent players have reached more than 1.2 million. A truly impressive number that even surpassed PUBG Battlegrounds and Dota 2, placing it at the very top. Palworld positions itself as a multiplayer, open-world survival crafting game, where you can befriend and collect mysterious creatures called pals. These pals bear a striking resemblance to the Pokémon we all know and love, but here's the twist: these creatures can engage in activities Pokémon wouldn't dare or couldn't do, such as wielding firearms in battle or partaking in production under humans. Hence, Palworld gameplay is more akin to ARK, Survival Evolved, with elements of building, surviving, exploring, taming, capturing, and creature-assisted production and combat. Now, let's dive into today's exhilarating gameplay comparison: Palworld vs ARK Survival Evolved, and see if Palworld truly mirrors the gameplay of ARK Survival Evolved. In Palworld, players start in a third-person perspective, entering the game empty-handed, gathering basic materials like sticks and stones to construct workbenches, allowing for the creation of better weapons such as stone axes. With the right tools in hand, you can gather more resources. Utilizing in-game creatures, pals, helps in processing materials and constructing buildings, ultimately letting you establish your shelter and factory. On the other hand, ARK Survival Evolved immerses players mainly in a first-person perspective. You start without equipment and need to collect basic materials. However, without the need for a workbench, you can instantly craft new tools. Construction is a core aspect of ARK, with detailed building systems featuring a variety of materials and structures. In Palworld, while survival isn't the sole focus of the game, players are still required to engage in a range of survival skills to sustain themselves. They must collect fruits and prepare meals to stave off hunger, which means not just gathering raw ingredients, but also starting fires to cook food for digestion and absorption. Survival tactics go beyond mere collection. Another critical aspect is the interaction with pal. Indeed, players may hunt to obtain meat resources. At the same time, players must be vigilant, as hostile creatures or other players could pose threats. Constructing shelters, crafting weapons, and equipping oneself are key to protecting against these adversities. Survival is a key component in ARK Survival Evolved. Players are required to constantly search for food and water to maintain their energy and hydration levels. Players can hunt a variety of animals on the island, from docile herbivorous dinosaurs to ferocious predators. In addition to hunting, foraging for wild berries and plants provides nutrition, though care must be taken as some flora can be poisonous. Of course, don't forget to look for water sources. Anyway, you need to manage hunger, thirst, temperature, and other life-sustaining variables. And you must also deal with extreme weather, natural disasters, dinosaur attacks, and harm from other hostile players in multiplayer mode. Palworld is set on an expansive open-world map and encourages players to explore. You can navigate through a variety of terrains encompassing forests, mountains, rivers, and more. During your voyages, you can uncover resources such as lore, pal eggs, treasure chests, valuable loot, and secretive areas, revealing different types and subspecies of pals available for discovery and companionship. To facilitate the exploration of this vast world for players, fast travel to those in Genshin Impact is incorporated within the game. These points can be activated by players, enabling rapid travel to various corners of the explored regions, significantly increasing the efficiency of travel. ARK Survival Evolved consists of multiple islands, each with its own ecosystem and terrain. Players can explore various environments such as forests, deserts, snowfields, mountains, and volcanoes, as different areas contain different resources and creatures. In the early stages of the game, many areas of the map are hidden and must be physically reached by the players to unlock. During exploration, players can also find various resource points, including metals, oil, and crystals, among others. Exploration will also lead to the discovery of ARK's distinctive structures, such as ruins and caves. Caves typically contain rare resources and unique creatures, but are also filled with dangers, including traps and formidable enemies. Additionally, players can find artifacts that are used to summon bosses, and so on. Certainly, for the convenience of exploration, there are also teleportation points in ARK Survival Evolved, which are known as obelisks and transmitters. In Palworld, players can craft PAL spheres or find them in treasure chests to capture PALs. The method is straightforward, especially if you've played Pokémon. Weaken them by attacking, and then toss a PAL sphere when their health is low but not depleted. You'll see a capture probability window pop up. Stay alert, as PALs can still break free from the PAL sphere. Once a PAL stops struggling, it's caught, and a notification pops up confirming your successful capture. Tame these PALs for battles, exploration, resource gathering, and construction assistance. In ARK Survival Evolved, taming dinosaurs is a crucial game aspect. Various mechanics are employed to tame creatures, such as rendering them unconscious before feeding. Each creature has its unique taming process and utility, whether herbivore or carnivore, and once tamed, they serve purposes from mounts to combat allies. In Palworld, PALs can be trained to help players collect resources, farm, and produce industrially, among other tasks. For instance, some PALs may excel at excavation, enabling you to collect ore more efficiently, while others might have special skills in planting and harvesting crops. By making good use of PALs' unique abilities, players can significantly speed up the production process, thus becoming more efficient in building their bases and crafting items. PALs are also your combat companions. Each PAL has its unique combat abilities and skills, which players can leverage to devise tactics. For example, some PALs may possess strong melee capabilities, able to charge into battle at the front lines, whereas others might have ranged attacks or support abilities, providing fire support or buffs during combat. Players need to flexibly adjust their PAL's combat setup and strategy according to the situation. In ARK Survival Evolved, dinosaurs possess special abilities that assist in resource gathering. For instance, the Triceratops excels at berry collecting, the Ankylosaurus is highly efficient at mining, and the mammoth stands out in lumber collection. Additionally, large creatures like the woolly mammoth and the Brontosaurus can carry substantial loads, helping transport resources back to base. These dinosaurs can also serve as mounts and combat allies. The Tyrannosaurus and Spinosaurus, for example, are formidable in land battles, providing substantial firepower support. Aerial creatures such as the Pteranodon and the Quetzalcoatlus allow players to launch attacks from the air or provide aerial support, while aquatic giants like the Megalodon and the Mosasaurus assist in combat with hostile creatures or swiftly traverse expansive water bodies. Understanding and utilizing the characteristics of different creatures is critical for survival and progression in ARK Survival Evolved. Players can discover which dinosaurs are best suited for certain tasks or forms of combat and act accordingly. Once dinosaurs are tamed, they become your powerful allies, whether battling for survival or contending with other players. Comparing the gameplay elements mentioned, both games exhibit similarities. However, Palworld gravitates towards a fantasy-oriented playstyle, marked by a more relaxed approach and multifaceted creature companions. In contrast, ARK Survival Evolved is geared towards a realistic survival experience, with a strong emphasis on meticulously detailed dinosaurs and a more rigorous survival system. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment to join the discussion.